Hello everyone, Jonathan here. You can find me on Twitter, manhandled CFC, here to preview the Chelsea versus West Ham game on Monday night. Not in great form, Chelsea. A couple of really bad defeats, and it's not the results. It's a matter of the performances, really, for me. That's what really is disappointing. We've seemed to have lacked the mentality that we've had earlier in the season, and we just don't look the same. We haven't got players in form. We've got injuries to key players, wingers especially. So it's going to be really tough. First time we've lost 2 games on the bounce in the Premier League in 2020. So Lampard needs to react. He needs to tweak the formation. He needs to change some personnel. A couple of key players that have been highlighted by the media, Werner and Havertz, not in great form. Both, Werner isn't in position and Havertz just hasn't looked the same since come back from COVID. So certainly not for Lampard to ponder. West Ham in fantastic form, only a point or 2 behind us now, you guys. And if you win, you go above us, and it'll be, I think, the 4th time only in Premier League era if you manage to beat us, you will go ahead of us in the Premier League table. And, you know, with results probably not going to go our way, with some teams around us having some easier games, we could find ourselves sort of in the bottom half if we lose to you or even get a point. So for me, I said Lampard's got to make changes, whether that's Werner at centre forward, whether you drop him, whether you drop Havertz. And I can't believe we're even discussing this in a massive game like it is on Monday. It's a game Chelsea cannot afford to lose. And I'm really confident that we can turn it around because, you know, we've got the players, we've got the personnel. Lampard's had, 5-6 days in order to prepare for this. So I'm hoping we come back with a bang. But West Ham, you guys are in good form. You know, last 5 games away from home, you've only lost 1. I said you're only a point or 2 off us in the Premier League. You've scored goals, but you can defend, keep clean sheets. You did the double over us last year. I mean, I was on this channel last year for a preview where you beat us 3-2. You were in a relegation scrap. We were in the fight for Europe. We both managed to meet our objectives. You stayed up. We got into Champions League. But that was a really shocking game from us in our perspective, losing 3-2 at your ground. It was the type of performance, as I say, that, you know, it doesn't sit well with a fan when you perform like that. But if you do exactly what you did in that game, and just like you did at Stamford Bridge last year when Cresswell got the sole goal in a 1-0 victory, you will cause us problems. Yes, our defence is better. Zouma and Silva, much more accomplished. Mendy in goal as well. We are much better defensively, so I'm hoping not to see such silly mistakes. But it have creeped in recently. We've let in some silly goals. As I said, the Everton and Wall game weren't great for us, and we need to bounce back. I'm looking at some stats earlier. Chelsea's last 4 Premier League wins have all had goals in the first 30 minutes from us. So if we start quickly, we get an early goal, I think we can beat you. And it's a case of how many we can get. If we can get a confidence boosting goal early on, I think we can cause problems. But if you score early, or you keep it 0-0 until half time, or nick a goal, you're going to make it difficult for us. You know, you've got Benrahma, Bowen on the wings, you've got Haller or Antonio up front. You know, Declan Rice, who I don't need to talk too much about. I know enough about him after all the links with Chelsea. So you've got players, you know, you've got a solid defence as well. You've got a fantastic keeper, so you can score. You can keep clean sheets. As I said, you can play. You can soak up the pressure. You can play counter-attacking, or you can take the game to opposition. So, you know, worried about the problems you can cause. But, and I said this in the last game that we played, and I always say this with Chelsea pretty much, if we turn up, if we start quickly, if we can keep control of the ball, don't make any silly mistakes, we should win the game. We turn up 75% of what we can do, we win the game. And I'm hoping and I'm confident that Chelsea will win, but I'm wary, as I said, of the threats that you guys have. So in terms of a team, really difficult, because I think the back 8, the back 5 in the midfield should be easily picked by Lampard, but it's a front 3 that I'm really not sure about because of, as I said, Werner not looking great on the left wing and us having a lack of options. Hopefully Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi will be fit for the bench. A back 5, Mendy in goal, Chilwell left back, James right back, Silva and Zouma in centre back. Kante DM, Mount, and I'd play Kovacic as the 8s. I think Kovacic can progress the ball. He's not easy to press. He's very quick, and he does like to start play. Can tackle, intercept, everything. Mount, we know what he can do, up and down. Just hope he takes a few more shots, because I think something that we're lacking recently. So I say up front is really where it's difficult. You can't really drop Giroud. With the form he's in, he's scoring goals, but I really want to see Werner at centre forward. So it's really difficult for me to say, but I'm going to predict what I think Lampard will go for, which is Giroud up top, Werner on the right wing, and Pulisic on the left wing. My prediction is very, very confident. I'm not sure it's going to happen, but 3-0 Chelsea. But as I said, very wary of the threats that you have, and I think it'll be a fantastic game. That's all I really ask for. And yeah, Bring it on.
So, Chelsea Monday night, and I'm looking forward to it, mainly because we tend to take points off Chelsea. We've had quite a good results against them the last 2 years. Not too many away. I think the last one was with the one Chris Paul scored last season. But we are known as a bit of a bogey team for them, and we got a great win against them last season, home and away. Unfortunately, it looks like Antonio's going to be missing again, which is, you know, not bad because we've got Haller up front. And he's the most polarising forward I think we've ever had at the club. He's clearly got talent. His goal was amazing the other night. But he does that every game, which is why I don't think many fans are actually surprised. He does try it, but he doesn't always pull it off. So I'd be looking forward to see if he can do it again. Because what a way to score against Chelsea. It'd be a brilliant goal. It's going to be a tough one. Chelsea they don't concede many goals. Since they've got Mendy in, the goalkeeper, he seems to give a lot of clean sheets. He's very commanding of his area, and he's definitely an improvement on Kepa, who just simply has just struggled. I think he's got an ego crisis going as well, considering what he did in the League Cup under Surrey. But I'm looking forward to it mainly because it's going to be a real test for us, and I used to be scared of tests, but seeing as how we got on against all those teams that we were worried about, and how we've improved since then, we've not always played brilliantly well, but we still managed to get results. Man United was the last one we lost. It was fair enough because they were a different kettle of fish in the second half of that game. But since then, beaten Leeds, and it was an even game against Palace. We were quite unlucky not to win it, really. But then maybe the same could be said of the Palace. So it was an even result. You're not going to win every game, and a draw's a draw. So I'm not going to moan about that too much. I think Chelsea are still looking for their team to click, especially in the forward line. I'll be particularly worried if Giroud is up front for Chelsea, because I'm a big fan of his. I think he's really underrated as a player. He's only just now getting recognition, when I think he should have been for quite a good few years, to be fair. And I would kind of like him to come to West Ham, to be honest with you, especially a couple of years ago. Problem is that we still lack the ability to provide consistent service for our strikers. And Antonio's been great, but Antonio is a bit like Harry Kane, let's say. He has to do a lot of work to get service himself. Whether that's because the players rely more on Antonio and they don't think they're going to get as much assistance out of Haller is another topic. But for me, I would have liked Giroud a couple of years ago, but I wouldn't have been satisfied that we provide the service that we can, or that we did. So Chelsea's going to be an interesting one, and we're so close to them in the table that a win could send us above them, I believe. And the goal difference, we're positive again this season, which is weird because I'm always used to us having basically no goal difference or minus. So the way we set up the team, I'll be interested to see if Diop retains his place, because for me he was very rusty against Palace, which is fair enough because he's been out a long while and he's had a lot of things to contend with. I know he's been linked to a couple of top tier clubs, and maybe if you went to him he'd play well, but he's just missing something at the moment. I don't know what it is, but he's definitely got potential, but he's getting older now. He's not old, he's just getting older. I know Mourinho's always been a big fan of his, but at the moment Balbuena is playing better than him. So if Balbuena does retain his fitness, I think possibly we should look at playing three at the back again. Balbuena, Diop and Ogbonna with Creswell as the left wing back. For me, it would be going against how well Creswell's been playing, because he's performed much better as a left-sided centre-back. But at the same time, if he's attacking more, perhaps it gives him more, I don't know, freedom to not defend so much. And possibly he needs that. I think he's had a real sort of form boost playing alongside Masuaku. and he didn't look too bad against Palace, to be honest with you, considering the speed they've got on the wings. Cathal obviously kept Zaha quiet. Cathal is just ridiculous, unbelievable. Just no words at the moment. It's just fantastic signing for 5 million, absolute bargain. But I would set up that way. Me personally, I would set up with Balbuena, Diop, and Ogbonna as the 3 centre backs against Chelsea. If not, more or less the same. We know that not much is going to change, but I would like to see Lanzini come in for Fornals, because Fornals is just getting on my nerves, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm being very, very harsh, but again, he lacks the creativity. He lacks the final third instinct. He does all the hard work, yeah, that's fair enough. But when the whole team is working as a cohesive unit, and you've got someone like Fornals who, okay, maybe he's played out of position at times, and he should be playing more centrally, I don't know, but there's something for me that's not right there. And Lanzini performed well against Palace when he came on, and I think he is due a start. So for me, I would definitely start with Lanzini over Fornals. And hopefully Benrahma performs well. I don't think he was at his best against Crystal Palace, but I don't think he was very poor either. I think what it is he's possibly trying to do too much, and once he relaxes and gets more of a grip and more chances to shine, he'll get better and better. He's new to the team. People are really comparing him to Payet, but it's almost unfair, because Payet hit the ground running as soon as he came to West Ham. You know, there was the time in pre-season when I think we were playing at Southend, and Phil Brown, who was their manager at the time, just said to Bilic, "Can you take him off, please? Because he's just doing my nut. He's playing so well. We can't handle him." So to compare him to Payet, Benrahma is a little bit unfair, but I've got faith it will come good. But yeah, I'm worried, but I'm also excited. And I've been like that all season. I'm like all the time with West Ham, as many fans will know. So I predict that it'll be 2-2. I don't think we're going to win. I also don't think we're going to lose. I think we're too good to lose at the moment, and maybe that's me being a bit arrogant, but sod it. I'm going to have to be arrogant this season, over a little bit. But yeah, 2-2. I'm not sure who's going to score the goals, but let's have another over kick from Pele. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Nice touch. So yeah, come on your eyes.
For West Ham fans everywhere, this is the ultimate football app for you. Never miss a thing with the latest West Ham news, gossip and social stories as they break. Download the free COY Irons app now from the App Store and Google Play.